Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, the 28th day of July. Today is World Conservation Day, World Hepatitis Day, two completely different things there. National Water Park Day, National Get Gnarly Day, National Talk in an Elevator Day. It's kind of fun to talk in an elevator. Oh, we've had fun having silly conversations just to make other people go, what is going on with us? Buffalo Soldiers Day, National Milk Chocolate Day, National System Administrator Appreciation Day. All of those things happening on this Friday, the 28th day of July. I have a guest joining us today as well, Jesse V. Johnson. This guy's one of the most interesting people ever. So he was a stuntman first, and now he's gone from doing stunts to acting to producing to directing to, I don't know, he does everything. That's pretty cool. And he's got a new film out called One Ranger, and I wanted to have him on for a Movie Star Monday, but today was when he had time. So we're going to chat with Jesse V. Johnson coming up.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. It's the news you absolutely wanted to hear, and if it's not, you can go out for dinner with my crowd. Surprising new research says that being, shall we say, stout doesn't mean you're headed to an early grave. The Rutgers University study suggests body mass index, BMI, may not increase mortality independently of other risk factors for adults. The findings come after looking at massive data set covering the health info of 500,000 American adults spanning 2 decades. Researchers say they found that all causes of mortality risk were similar across a wide range of BMI categories. They also pointed out that being overweight still may contribute to a number of other medical conditions, but they're saying that on its own is not bad.
Okay.
But if that causes you to have other issues, then that's what... So what I'm saying is, me and my 3 chins over here are not looking quite as unhealthy as we were before.
It's still not good.
I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying. All right, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know a woman is crediting a bodysuit from Kim Kardashian's shapewear company with saving her life?
Whoa.
Yeah. Kardashian reposted a TikTok back in May where a 22-year-old Kansas City resident, Angelina Wiley, claims that her Skims bodysuit helped her survive a mass shooting. Wiley explained...
Is it bulletproof?
No, listen here. She explains that the shooting occurred New Year's Eve as she waited for a ride to go home after celebrating. She was left with 4 gunshot wounds and a ruptured bladder and a fractured pelvic bone. She believes the Skims sculpt thong bodysuit helped protect her from further harm. So, I don't quite understand. She had 4 gunshot wounds?
She must have been hanging out in a real rough neighborhood.
I don't know what happened there, but anyway, she's saying that she thinks that helped. So
okay.
I just want to make sure people understand. I don't know that made a big difference. She thought so, and the creator of the suit was like, "I'll share this because hey, that's not bad news." But I just would hate for somebody to get that thinking, "Oh, hey, I'm invincible." She still had 4 gunshot wounds. Just so you heard that part. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. NBC is shaking up their fall schedule, most notably moving up the final season of Magnum P.I. to this fall. actors and writers strike, new seasons of Chicago franchise, including Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and 2 Law & Order series, Law & Order and Law & Order SVU, were all set to hold down Wednesday and Thursday. They've been delayed. The second season of Night Court and Extended Family, both of which were scheduled to air Tuesdays, also being postponed. NBC has added an additional airing of The Voice on Tuesdays.
Okay.
So, and then you can tune in, on Wednesdays. They're going to have a show called Watching Paint Dry. It's going to be great.
I have not seen the new Night Court. I kind of
I haven't.
like
I've
to.
talked to some people that are on it, but I haven't seen it. I'm just kidding about the paint dry thing. I don't want to get your hopes up. And a few months after the booting the children and exes and roommates and everybody off Netflix, now they just quietly erased their smallest plan. So before it was like, you guys can't share plans. We've got these cheap plans. Go with one of those. Now
Right.
those cheap plans are gone.
Right.
So I don't know exactly what's going on. And Jenny has moved to a new block, the Wax Museum, Madame Tussauds in New York. Did I say that right? Anyway, they moved J-Lo to a different place. So they changed up the whole thing, and apparently that's news somehow. So big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Do you ever check the date on the bread tag and find it's getting pretty close to the expiration date?
I didn't even know there was dates on the
But you-
bread tags.
But you pop the loaf right into the fridge in hopes of, maybe getting a few more days out of it before it starts to turn green. If the answer is yes, you've apparently been doing it all wrong. A food expert is advising against keeping bread in cold temperatures, and that is not the only item they're saying should not be kept in the refrigerator.
Oh, I do keep bread
I know
in the
you do.
refrigerator.
That's why I'm pointing at you. Laura, who posts on Instagram as Laurified, I think is how you would say that, says that while many people believe that keeping bread in the cold can help it stay soft and fluffy longer, it actually will stale twice as fast in there. It seems that colder temperatures make the starch recrystallize and become
Really?
dry. That made the bread develop a stale flavor and texture, which you can slow down by wrapping it tightly in plastic. She suggests freezing it as a better option, which prevents bread from going stale, and it stops the spoilage microbes from developing at all. Other foods that Laura from Laurified advises against storing in the fridge, you writing this down?
I'm
Tomatoes. They say
Yeah, I
they
knew
do
that.
best between 65 and 85 degrees, so room temperature. They say grab a paper towel and store these guys stem side down. Stem side
Oh.
down. Potatoes, they end up a little gritty and even a little sweet. Toss those guys in a bag and wrap it up. And there's a link to that one if you want to read more about that. And also, they say keep garlic, onions, honey, and olive oil out of the refrigerator as well. Those are other things. So other things that you don't have to refrigerate, ketchup and mustard, which I know we always have.
Right.
Eggs, I've seen.
But we just watched something.
Yeah.
Heinz just said you have to.
No.
Yes, they did.
They can say that you have to, but you don't have to. It's on like restaurant counters all over the world all the time. So again, do what you want to do. Heidi, she looks like she wants to hit me right now. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Jesse V. Johnson. We're going to talk about his latest film, One Ranger, but we're going to talk also about his amazing career and in front of and behind and all around the camera as a filmmaker, a stuntman. You've kind of done it all, haven't you, Jesse?
I've been very, very lucky. I got into the game at a point where it was all in one city, basically, Hollywood, Los Angeles. It's not like that anymore. It's all over the world. It's sort of a little bit sad. My daughters have gone into it. They've got to be ready to travel to anywhere. Whereas at that point, when I got into it, you could work on 3 films TV shows a week. It was incredible. I was very lucky.
And you've been the director, you've been an actor, you've been a stuntman, you've been all these different things. Only thing you haven't done, I think, is like craft services. Maybe you've even done that. I don't know. You've done it all, though, haven't you?
I've done that on my show this time, so I'm not above making a sandwich or two. No, I was lucky. I mean, said like that, it's a little bit fun, but getting into the game as an assistant director, working out, what I wanted to do, directing background action, large scale scenes with lots of extras in. We did Shawshank Redemption, Mr. Holland's Opus, which was at schools in the 1960s, and then Mortal Kombat, we had 400 martial artists on that. Birdcage, where we had a lot of dancers and sort of performers and extras. I made my name doing a lot of those kind of shows and realised that I couldn't sort of make that. I didn't have enough money to take time off. I was going from one film to another film, and I was signing in the stuntman. I realised I had trained inadvertently as a stuntman, martial arts and horse riding. So I segued into stunts. And I've been doing that sort of in one form or another, to include directing action movies, ever since. I've been very, very lucky to have a brilliant career with not too many accidents in it, not too many injuries. A very, very safe track record with guns, explosions, and special effects, which is sort of those sort of things work for your favour after a while. People know they can get a certain high quality out of you, and you're confident working with big name actors and can get their confidence and trust, and it can be a very, very great way to make a living.
And we're going to talk about One Ranger in a second, but you kind of got your start on something, we're talking about a Western, and the complete opposite of that is a sci-fi by the name of Total Recall. Was that your first big film that you had a chance to be a part of?
It was absolutely my first big film, yes. I flew out to Mexico City. We were filming at Sheriff Briscoe Studios. That would have been 89. I was very, very young. I was about 17, at that time. And got to do some really cool stuff on that one. It was brilliant. It was a very eye-opening experience. Arnold was fantastic to work with and very kind to me. Made fun of me a lot. I mean, that's part of their sort of, for being so young. But it was brilliant. I got to do some good stunts on that, and it was, the bug definitely was set on that. I've become a huge fan of Paul Verhoeven. I worked with him again on Starship Troopers. I was on that one for 14 months and able to watch him, and I've met him a few times since then as sort of top movies. And he's one of the greats as far as I'm concerned. Sort of overlooked, underappreciated. He did in the eyes of the public, he made a couple of clangers, but I mean that's the sign of a great artist. Not every film is going to be perfect. If you're truly idiosyncratic, there'll be a few showgirls in there. You know what I mean? Follow man pictures that don't quite resonate like the others, but you've got to look at the others for the truly sort of idiosyncratic taste from RoboCop and Starship Troopers, which and Total Recall, which really, even going back to Spetters and some of his Dutch films, which is so cool.
And how different is it to go from a sci-fi movie like that, Total Recall, to a Western like your current film, One Ranger, that's out right now?
Try to put really practical, old school stunts and special effects in there. People really did some good, some guys did some really good hard hits in it to make the film look good. There was blood, sweat, and tears spilled, and it's you're going back to watching the way films were made a few years ago. Films have become very sanitary, in my opinion. They're almost too safe. There's almost too much visual effects and too much sort of detachment coming when you watch a film. You're like, that's okay, but it just feels like I watched a cartoon. It didn't have that element of the mistake. It looked like it wasn't supposed to happen, and that's sort of the fun part of old school, practical effects and stunts. And so we've got a lot of that in One Range, and I hope people really enjoy it because, as I say, a lot of hard work went into making it.
And One Ranger is just one of the 3 projects you have coming out this year. You've been a busy, busy guy. Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Absolutely. Again, One Ranger with John Malkovich and many others. It's out right now on Blu-ray and DVD. I've got a link to it and a link to the trailer in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Most ears of corn have an even number of rows, usually 16.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Crackers will give you cavities faster than candy.
Really?
Crazy is that?
That is crazy.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Grocers and grocery stores got their name because they sold goods by the gross.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. It said gross, 144 of an item. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Raindrops fall as fast as 22 miles per hour. So that's how
Okay.
fast rain falls. Although I've been in storms where I think it was way faster than that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Even a blind chameleon will change its colors to match its surroundings. So it's apparently not their eyes that are helping them do that.
Isn't that interesting?
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Elvis Presley never performed a single encore, so when he left, he wasn't coming back. Hence the phrase, Elvis has left the building. So there you go. Several fun
Interesting.
facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
85% of us love the smell of this, but the rest of us think it stinks. 85%.
85%.
You like this?
Gasoline.
No, the
Fresh
ocean.
cut grass. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love the smell of the
85%
ocean.
think the ocean smell great. There have been times I'm like, smells like dead fish to me. So I'm like, yes.
Love the smell of the ocean.
Isn't that a great smell? No, it's really not. All right. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A controversial scientist is claiming to have implanted an electrode into his brain to control his dreams by performing brain surgery on himself
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
in
a
the
good
comfort
idea.
of his own living room. So I don't know if I believe any
I
of this.
don't
Michael
think
Raduga,
so.
a Russian researcher with no neurology qualifications whatsoever, reportedly lost more than a liter of blood while performing brain surgery on himself at his home in Kazakhstan to install an electrode that may one day be used to control lucid dreams. He's not a doctor, but he is the founder of Phase Research Center, an organization that aims to provide guidance on how one may experience sleep paralysis, out-of-body experiences, and astral projection. He admitted that about 30 minutes into his DIY surgery, he was ready to give up because he had lost a lot of blood. He was afraid he might pass out, but he allegedly managed to
How would
complete
you
the
stay
surgery.
awake?
Then he took a shower, and it worked for about 10 and worked for about 10 hours straight. He prepared by watching brain surgery footage on YouTube and experimenting on some sheep. What is wrong with this guy? This is
No way.
This is right here in the right place. It's weird news for sure. Comes your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Day 4 of things that people think are the same, but they're not. Bugs and insects. All bugs are insects, but not all insects are bugs. The only insects that belong to the order Hemiptera are considered bugs. True bugs usually have a tough forewing and 3-part bodies. Bugs also have mouth shaped like straws, and they're used to suck juices from plants.
Oh.
That's the difference between bugs and insects.
Crazy.
You got all that?
Yes, some of it.
Okay. Other things that people think are the same, but they're not. Straw and hay. Straw is the byproduct
Oh.
of cereal plant made by removing the grain in the shaft and the chaff, and it's used for animal bedding or compost. Hay is made from dried grasses or legumes, and it's used as animal feed.
Okay.
So there you go. And our final one for today, I think we're going to wrap this up this weekend, by the way. Seltzer and tonic water. Just like sparkling water and club soda, seltzer water and tonic water are different types of carbonated water. But seltzer doesn't contain added minerals. Tonic water contains added minerals. It's quinine and sugar.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that first word right. Quinine? I don't know what that is. All right, there you go. It's the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Phil Pastoret. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry. If you think dogs can't count, try putting 3 dog biscuits in your pocket and then give Fido only 2 of them. Here's another thing you could do is if you got 2 dogs, give one 3 treats and give one 2 treats. Oh, you'll find out they can count. Absolutely they can count. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. It's adorable. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Here, I think, is a really neat thing. Strangers rally together to help a veteran in need. So here we go. A group of strangers come together to support a veteran who found herself in dire circumstances. 78-year-old Navy veteran Judith McElvin has lived in an apartment in Coventry Housing Authority's apartment complex in Rhode Island for 16 years. She lived with her boyfriend, who unfortunately passed away recently.
Oh.
She has Parkinson's and was completely overwhelmed living on her own. She said, I really didn't know what I was going to do. I was at my wit's end at the beginning, you know. After giving her some space after her loss, Diane McDonald Trant, who lives across the hall, went over to see if she needed anything. She said, I could see she was overwhelmed, and I just said to her, are you overwhelmed? And she looked at me and said, yes. Do you need some help? And she said, yes. According to McDonald Trant, the furniture that was in her apartment was unsanitary and it wasn't safe for her health. So she put a call on social media, asked if folks could maybe help out. Local real estate agent Linda Alcock answered the call. Many times, if somebody is moving out and they have a ton of furniture they want to get rid of or donate, we get very involved with helping people, like Lisa. We try to pay it forward. So I had a ton of stuff. Living room set, couch, love seat, recliner, chairs, beds. A local man, Mario Branco, paid $150 to have all of the unwanted furniture removed from her apartment. Local moving company, Crumb Relocation, brought all the new furniture to her apartment free of charge. Says, my cousin tagged me in a post that a disabled veteran needed help. I just figured somebody needs to help. That's all I needed to hear, so we're more than willing to do that. Says, I called a couple extra guys, and we got a vehicle. I think it's really cool. They also got her a nice TV. Outpouring of support was just amazing. And she says, I'm so thankful that everybody is helping me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And there's a wonderful video you can see online if you'd like to check it out. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.